BRAC in Bangladesh. In this presentation, actually, last presentation we heard a lot about global experience and of course from India. And this presentation is actually focusing on what we would like to do regionally, especially in South Asia region. So one of the things I would like to mention here is we have been talking about health system, food system, and then food behavior, healthy food behavior. And through this regional network, we wanted to do some of the lessons we wanted to bring from Global Panel, one of the organization, and to South Asia, that how these lessons can be translated into this country, into this region, regional context. So I don't want to go into all those things because I heard that we already heard about all those things happening globally, that how many people, actually 815 million people remain hungry, 2 billion having micronutrient deficiency. So these are all big facts, and this is true. And we really coming to know that, that diet is actually one of the risk factors which is impacting also our health. And from the morning we are hearing from diet and diet and diet, and you can see that in having only 1 in 3 having low quality diets. Can you imagine the situation of the world? So given that situation, actually we can see the challenges. So one is, we discussed about everything, so I don't know that whether we do have time, but I feel that we are actually know that even if you are talking about everything about food system, we know that price is a huge thing for us. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all the South Asian regions, yes, our poverty, income poverty is declining. We have been doing a lot of successes, but actually we have too many poor people in this country. Even our extreme poverty is declining, but nutrition security is a huge issue, not only among the poor people and extreme poor people, even people like us, we don't know that what we should eat. And this actually is coming from our marketing, our food behavior changing, that we would love to eat many things, and even today with the food we eat, of course it's Indian food, but we have to be very mindful that where we are sitting. So when we know that where we are, we have to behave actually what we should do and we should practice. So I'm not complaining, but I think that it takes time, but we will be slowly changing. So changing pattern, but happening in a different way. But we need to change our behavior, the way we used to behave, what we learned from our parents or grandparents, but we are forgetting all those things because of the urbanization. Our lifestyle is totally changed. So whatever is happening is actually changing with the societal context, but we have to remember that we have to save our Mother Earth and save our life. And Global Panel is actually one of the organizations. These are individual bodies which are actually based in UK, but this is Global Panel. So Global Panel is trying to bring the people from different parts of the world, especially now the discussion is going on agriculture, food and nutrition. So Global Panel is also trying to tell people, doing policy advocacy, that how agriculture, food, nutrition offers an opportunity to address malnutrition and catalyze progress across health and development. Already mentioned that it happened, it was established in 2013 after the Nutrition for Growth summit happened in New London. So there are many people, even from India, also representing. Bangladesh used to represent. So there are many global people having expert bodies that are working in these specific areas. And sorry that I'm rushing because I thought that I'm mindful of time. I don't want to go into the detail, but we know that in this forum it means that we are not only talking with the practitioners, we came here to buzz that agriculture, food and nutrition, we have to work together for our health and development. So the Global Panel is also doing this. So in South Asian perspective, it's the same phenomena is going on. The South Asia is actually the huge burden we are taking over, especially for our children. If our children are stunted and we know the future, and we know the future is coming because I'm from health background, trying to look into nutrition through food lens and trying to learn also agriculture. But look at this, if it happens, that how it is impacting the future. So this is the situation at this moment in our South Asia. So you have to be very, very careful that how we are moving in future. So South Asian regional effort is very important at this moment, and it was, of course, it was there previously, but slowly, when the country becomes nation state, then it creates problems. So we forget about everything. We always try to think that this is our country, we have to save our country. But it's not like that. We are all globally connected. One country's climate change is affecting other. It's everywhere. Even in the morning we heard about greenhouse emissions. So where greenhouse emissions are happening? It's happening in other parts of the world, but it's affecting us as well. So we are all globally connected, but regionally, if you want to conserve our food system or agriculture, and we need to maintain our nutrition security. So that's one of the reasons that we need to have a strong regional network that we can work together to have a comprehensive food system approach where we can bring the nutrition security. The South Asia policy and South Asia policy leadership for nutrition and growth is actually an effort in this region where we will be working all together, bringing some high-profile individuals from South Asia region. So trying to focus in this particular issue, that healthy diet. We need to promote healthy diet. We need to influence the policy makers that how can you have a better policy guidelines. We discussed in the morning about dietary guidelines. So that kind of things we want to do, but we want to do together. Because if we don't work together, then the system is not going to work, because it's in a piece of the puzzle, we can see that we are actually in one of the puzzle. If you remove that puzzle, that will remain that the piece of puzzle, it remains incomplete. So we have to complete the whole puzzle process and remove all those problems that you are having at this moment. That means that we need to have consensus. We'll drive the consensus through the sapling. We will bring the governments to work together and to have policies which will be linking to South Asian policies and also to SDGs. So the sapling's goal is actually to increase equitable consumption of a safe, affordable, nutritious diet year-round. So there are a few primary outcomes, and some of the key activities is that we actually received fund from Gates Foundation for 18 months, and thank you Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for their generous contribution to this. And BRAC is the name mentioned, but many of you probably in this forum may not know about BRAC. So BRAC is a local NGO which was born in Bangladesh in 1972, but it is becoming global, more or less going to international. So we are very large in Bangladesh. So they are quite lucky that we will be able to host the Secretariat for 18 months, but then it will be going to SARC, handed over to South Asia Agriculture Center. But there are some of the activities, but mostly that what we want to do, having a regional network, we bring some champions here who will be pushing all the countries to do better. Networks will be working together, and we would like to have some position paper events. So hopefully you will be also invited to this forum to discuss about that. But we need your brain here, we need your intelligence, we need to all work all together. But more importantly, all the South Asian SARC countries, the governments should be working together so we can have a better policy for healthy food behavior and practices. So I don't want to speak more, I am done, but I hope that, as I already mentioned, that I hope that if you all work together through this sapling, we'll be able to contribute to improved access to improve diet and having healthy life and healthy outcome of our present behavior and future behavior of food practices. So at the end, I would like to acknowledge, of course, Bill and Melinda Gates' support, not only financially, but also the very much engagement, global panel, Public Health Foundation of India, BRAC, and SARC. Thank you for giving me time. I really wanted to be in rush. I hope you understood, and I'm happy to answer your questions afterward. Thank you.